UFC 287, Pereira versus Adesanya 2, the rematch took place. And I'm going to go through the full card recap, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event. And this was a crazy card. It was kind of crappy at first, but it was a good card overall. Let's start away with the early prelim opener of Sam Hughes versus Jacqueline Amorim. Jacqueline Amorim I picked here. I thought she'd win. I thought it'd be trouble in the later rounds, and it was. But Sam Hughes won the second round as well. I thought this would be a tough fight for Amorim, but she would win the first 2 rounds, but she's completely gassed. I don't know if there's altitude in Miami, because a lot of people were gassed out on this card. Raul Rosas Jr., a lot of people were gassed out in round 1 after the whole card, but yeah, good stuff though. Masvidal as well, I was gassed out. But good stuff from Sam Hughes. She lost round 1, got her back taken. But round 2 and 3, she pulled through and won it. Good stuff from Sam Hughes. Don't see her becoming anything. I could see her as being one of those girls who, if she wins against the gatekeepers, she wins. If she doesn't, she doesn't. But if she wins against the prospects coming up, I meant to say. I think she'll be one of those gatekeepers. I mean, how old is Sam Hughes? I think she's 30. So she could maybe make a career out of herself, but I just don't see it. But she won. Amorim's not that good. Sam Hughes won. We move on. Up the card. Steve Garcia versus Shayalan Nerdembeke. Shayalan Nerdembeke. Shayalan Nerdembeke. Not that good. Not Sam Hughes. Steve Garcia won. I'm just really annoyed that Pereira got knocked out cold, so sorry if I'm stuttering here and there. But yeah. Steve Garcia wins. Good stuff from him. He won. Got dropped in round 1 badly, but Shayalan just gassed. There has to be some altitude or some elevation in Miami, because all the fighters after round 1, not all of them, but some of them, were completely gassed after round 1. So yeah, he eventually went to the body, put down. He landed a kick, combinations, but landed an uppercut to the body, which put down Shayalan and finished him. So good stuff from Steve Garcia. He wins. Good for him. Really good for him. Good money as well. I mean, did he get a bonus? He did not get a bonus. That sucks for him. That really sucks for him. It was Adesanya, Font, Curtis Gaston got fight of the night, which I don't mind. But yeah, good stuff for him. We move on. Ignacio Bahamondes versus Trey Ogden. Good win from Bahamondes. Very, very good win. Yeah. He won this clear. Bahamondes is good. He's young as well. So he's good. So good stuff from Bahamondes. Ogden was tricky in there, and I said Ogden would win against that last guy who was supposed to fight, Manuel Torres. I thought he'd win that one, Manuel Torres. But he came in here on short notice. Both of them have short notice. Both of them had different opponents. But Bahamondes was better, I thought, and he won. Round 2 was competitive, but I still thought Bahamondes landed equally the effective shots. And I think he just landed more of them. Bahamondes is very, very good. But, yeah, good stuff from him. He won. Yeah, Ogden's good, though. He's tricky veteran. Just, Bahamondes was too good, I think. Piecing him up, leg kicking him. Good stuff from Bahamondes. We move on. Lupita Godinez versus Cynthia Calvillo. A lot of people call this a robbery. I think Godinez can win. Both of them didn't look good, and Godinez isn't as good as I thought she was. Because at one point, I thought Godinez, she destroyed Carnelossi, that one Silvana Gomez Suarez girl, who's now looking good in her own right. I thought she was, I thought Godinez was good, but she's not as good as I thought she was. She isn't that good. But I think she can win this. Out of the two of them, she was landing her shots, where Calvillo's punches were, on the arms and missing. She landed some shots and Godinez was bleeding, but I don't know. I think you kind of have to give this to Godinez. She was landing her shots. I know she got taken down round 1, but Last 2 rounds, she was landing the shots. Not who's landing more, who's bleeding in the nose a little bit. It's who's landing the shots. And she was landing the crisper shots. So she wins. It's not a robbery. It's not a robbery at all. She clearly won the fight. Not clear, it was close. But I don't mind this going to Godinez. I really don't. Yeah, that's for Calvillo, though. That was probably her. She's probably going to get cut from the UFC now. Yeah, they have to cut her after that. Maybe they'll give her one more chance, but we'll see. We move on. Up the guard, Joe Pyfer versus GM3 Gerald Meerschaert. The meme is there, Meerschaert. You know, he wasn't trying. You know, but realistically, good win from Joe Pyfer. He put away GM3. GM3 is just not that great, let's be real. Joe Pyfer's good. Joe Pyfer's really good. I'd like to see him run it back against Dustin Stoltzfus. He called him out. Let's do that rematch. I don't want to rush Joe Pyfer. Like, let's not do Joe Pyfer versus... Like, I don't want to see Joe Pyfer against... Anthony Hernandez. Like, I don't want to see that. I really don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. I don't want to see Joe Pyfer against freaking... I don't want to see Joe Pyfer against a high guy. I don't know who. Off the top of my head, Chris Curtis. Lashadina Mavov. I don't want to see him against those guys. Although he could be a Mavov, because Mavov was quite crap. But I don't want to see him against those guys. So, but why not just do him versus the guy, and better way to do it, a guy lower than him, and Dustin Stoltzfus. Let's do that one. He probably wins it. His arm snapped. Do that fight next. Good win overall, though. We move on. Luana Pinheiro versus Michelle Waterson Gomez. I picked Pinheiro, and I'm happy I got it right, because it makes me look good, but I'm going to be honest, Michelle Waterson should have won that fight. I didn't know who to pick here. I just thought Michelle Waterson was older, past it now. She won. Pinheiro's not that good, to be honest. I don't think she's that good. It's just, it was one of those fights that was close. Pinheiro rocked her at the end and dropped her. I think that stole Pinheiro the round, to be honest. 'Cause she did get dropped. Off balance or not, she just looked like she did get dropped. So I think Pinheiro won round 1. Round 2, Michelle Waterson. Close, but she won it, Michelle Waterson. Round 3, you have to give Michelle Waterson. And even if that off-balance knockdown didn't happen in round 1, I know Pinheiro was rocking her in round 2, but she was just rushing in with big shots, but missing. You know, it's a difference. And, yeah. And even if that off-balance knockdown didn't happen, even if the knockdown, as we say, was off-balance, Waterson was schooling her that round. On the feet, at range. Teeps and kicks. And she landed a teep kick on Pinheiro and dropped her herself. So, I think Waterson won that, but I guess that's her career done. Good stuff from Pinheiro. Or at least I got it right. That's all that matters. Not really, though, but she won. We move on. Kelvin Gastelum versus Chris Curtis. Good win from Kelvin Gastelum. Very, very good stuff. Really shocked by that performance as well. Like, Gastelum's back. That was a really good performance. Really, really good performance by Kelvin Gastelum. He won. Impressive. But yeah. Yeah. Round 3, who was losing. A good win from Gastelum, honestly. Round 3, he lost, but it was a really good round, Gastelum and Curtis. Round 2, Curtis was getting the better of it. Very close round still, though. But Curtis fell because of a head clash. And Gastelum, you know, won the round because he landed big shots on top. And good for Gastelum, smart from him if he actually thought it was a head clash as well. And he landed big shots in the round. So Gastelum won round 2. But Gastelum overall, round 1, he schooled Curtis. Schooled him. Great performance by Kelvin Gastelum. Really good performance. Really good to see that from him against Chris Curtis, who's just not that good, Curtis. Like, he beat a glass cannon in Buckley. So it kind of proves Curtis is not that good, and people at range can pick at him. So good stuff from Gastelum. He won. Wouldn't mind him against a Mavov. Maybe rebuck that fight. Probably not, though. Mavov's coming off a lot. I don't know what Mavov does next. Probably Mavov Muniz. And then you can do Gastelum versus Delancey or something. We move on. Or whoever gets left out, either Cannonier, Vittori, Whitaker, not the top guys, but whoever gets left out, like Strickland, Duplessis, whoever it is. Strickland, Duplessis, what's it called? One of them, or Cannonier, Vittori. We move on. The main card, Christian Rodriguez versus Raul Rosas Jr. Hype train derailed. Raul Rosas Jr. is not good. He's just not. That was kind of like not a Chase Super performance, because it's not like he got rocked in the feet. But it's just, that was kind of like a Ryan Hall performance, except he didn't get finished. But yeah, he was looking good in round 1, but it's just like, it was kind of like Jacqueline Morton's performance, basically, exactly. Dominated round 1, tried to gain the rear naked choke, and had a good round 1, but then just gassed out. There has to be altitude. Something in Miami. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we won't see. I mean, I can just look it up. But, yeah. All of them just gassed out going for a finish. Maybe that's it, and I was just stupid. But Raul's not good. Christian Rodriguez, good performance. Bit of a stinker performance, let's be real. Like, it'd be good if he got a KO. But, yeah. Good stuff from Christian Rodriguez. Nothing special. He is good, though. But I think higher people. Like, if Sterling was on his back, round 1, over. Done. Sterling wins. So, yeah, Raul, youngest UFC champion, eh? Guess that's out the window. I know he's still young and he can bounce back, but Chase Super. Prime example right there. Where is he? Oh, he's still young. He can bounce back. Yeah, he's just losing all the time now. Yeah, Raul's not good. Dude, Jay Perrin, shit. Shit, Jay Perrin. Really shit performance. But yeah, good stuff from Christian Rodriguez. No, a little bit of hype, I guess, but just for being Raul Rosas, but it's just no hype, really. He won, though. Good stuff. We move on. We got that one wrong. Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. Kevin Holland, man. He won. I thought at first it was a bad stoppage, but Ponzinibbio was on his face, getting pounded out, and as soon as the referee stepped in, and even then after a second at least, or 2 seconds, Ponzinibbio then got back up, so he was out for a second on his face, and Holland did a clean left hook right on Ponzinibbio's chin, and he found it. And even at the end of round 1, Holland rocked him with Ponzinibbio had the single leg, and Holland rocked him with a back fist right on Ponzi's chin. Ponzi just don't got that chin, and he lost because of it. You know, he kind of pulled out the bag against Morono. He just doesn't have the chin for it. And round 2, round 2, I'll give round 2 to Ponzi. And round 3, Holland's not that good, to be honest. I don't know. I think he has lots of skills. I don't think he takes this seriously at all. But he won. Good stuff from him. Had 2 money fights against Chimaev and Wonderboy, but now he's back. It's like this is what should have happened. This is what should have been. Like, this performance should have been after the Tim Means performance. If you know what I'm talking about. But he won. Good stuff from Kevin Holland. We move on. Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez. But Holland's not that good. I don't think. He didn't have a good performance. He called out Masvidal, but that's kind of out the bag. That's kind of out the window now, too. Font Yanez. Good performance by Font. I love when, people... it sucks for Yanez, and he's a bit of a poor sport. And he's just saying random stuff, and it's just... Font won. And between the two of them, Yanez made it competitive. Font... Fuck, he takes damage lots, man. Just one jab, his eyes swollen shut. Maybe Font Yanez has power jabs and that kind of, visibly hurt Font, but... It's just, he has, it's just one punch, and it's just, if I punched Font's nose, swollen nose, done. God Vera did damage to him. Same with Aldo, but those guys changed him. But he won. Not getting out Yanez. Good performance. I said decision, but good performance. Good performance. He beat, what's his name? Rob Font. Well, you beat Adrian Yanez. So good stuff. Good for Font. But you can see between the two of them, pretty clearly. You can see between the two of them. When Font landed his jab, Yanez landed his. Font was just so much cleaner. And so much better. You just saw the difference. Font was landing power jabs, rocked Yanez. And he eventually KO'd him with the uppercut. Big stuff. Good stuff from Rob Font. He won. Good stuff from Rob Font. We move on. Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal. Gilbert Burns wins. Good performance by Gilbert Burns. Yeah. Good stuff from Gilbert Burns. Could have gotten a KO, I think, in round 3, but he kept it safe and won. But for real, though, he actually could have gotten a KO on Jorge Masvidal. He could have gotten one, because Masvidal was done. Yeah, if you risk getting got KO'd, Burns, and that's it. And round 1, they're in Miami. I think Burns clearly won round 1, if I'm honest with you guys. Clearly won round 1. But Burns could have gotten a KO in round 3. Round 2 was his. Round 3 was his as well, dominated Jorge Masvidal. If he landed a few more big shots in Masvidal and landed them, probably a 10-8 round, to be honest with you. I might sound delusional, but I'm going to be quite real there. And Burns, round 1 he was getting pieced at range with leg kicks. But again, you know, he landed shots on Masvidal as well and got takedown at the end and landed big hammer fist. Missed or not, Burns can win round 1, and round 2 was his, round 3 was his. Burns won it. Masvidal retires. Good career, Jorge Masvidal. Yeah. Great career. Had that knee against Askren. Won the BMF belt. Yeah. Beat Darren Till. Had that moment. Burns wins, though. Good performance. Yeah, Masvidal just gassed. He just gassed after round 1. It's interesting. We move on main event. Adesanya Pereira. I spoke about the fight. Patient early. I think Pereira just had him rocked. I think he had Izzy rocked, but Izzy kind of acted it. Izzy won 8 out of 10 times. That just doesn't happen. There's just 2 areas where Izzy's better than Pereira in the wrestling and in the the boxing. Izzy wins in one area, and the other areas Pereira's better than him. A trilogy could happen, but I'd say Adesanya versus the winner of Whitaker. Whitaker Chimaev, fuck Costa. He can go fight Strickland for once. That can happen, we can do Duplessis versus Cannonier Vittori, and we can do Whitaker Chimaev. You can't just give Chimaev a straight title shot. I don't think you can. That's just privileged, in my opinion, because he missed weight at welterweight. You just give him a title shot against Adesanya. Very, very interesting. Maybe you can do Chimaev versus Pereira. But I think Chimaev's going to want to get back in there. I'd say Chimaev Whitaker. Chimaev Whitaker. Izzy's in the crowd. Faces the winner. I think Whitaker would win, but hopefully Chimaev wins. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace.